stream on a fine Friday evening. We're a little early today, 7:52 instead of 8 p.m. But we have a very special guest here today, and it's pretty inspiring for me to see this as well, and hopefully you guys back home. But we have an aspiring pilot today, who's 18 years old, right? 18 years
Yeah.
old, and he's going to be learning a lot today. He doesn't have too much experience, but we have a whole bunch of guests here today. We have the father of Sahil. We have the teacher Michelle. We have Gabriel here in the back, going to be acting as ATC, your IT as usual. That's me, Ryan, sort of. And we have our wonderful CEO, Claudio, up front. And Sahil is actually in the captain's seat. So if you guys want to look at the camera and give yourself an introduction on where we're flying today and what we're doing.
All right, good evening, guys. Hello, Claudio Texera here, and thank you very much, Ryan, for the wonderful CEO. Thank you, appreciate it. My mom would like you. Uh, we are in Toronto, TO or CYYZ. That's the code for the airport, and we're flying to Rome, Fiumicino Airport, LIRF, LIRF. That's the code for there. So today we're going to be flying a beautiful United Airlines. And Captain, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome to Fly.
Thank you.
A little nervous?
A bit.
Okay, me too. Don't worry. Okay, just relax. Go with the flow. All right, just relax. But we don't do anything else. That's it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching us. I gotta go look in the back for the camera for the TikTok, guys. I didn't forget you. Thank you very much for over 500,000 followers in 4 months. Over 43 million views in our videos. Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. We're gonna have some fun today. The idea for our flight today, guys, is we're going to show Sahil how a commercial flight would be doing it. We're not pilots, and we're not going to show the full details, okay? We're just going to show part of the technical part, all right? Number one thing to do, Sahil, Captain, is the walk around, okay? Every flight, the pilots must go outside and do a checkup on the plane, visually.
Oh.
So they'll check the fuselage. They'll check the wheels. They'll check the underneath, the engines, the wings, more wheels. They also check to see if it's the brake pads are good, the wheels are in good condition, and they are looking for any physical damage on the plane or any wear and tear, like
I see.
oil leak, something like that. Now in a car, we never do that. We just open the door, start the engines, and we go.
Yeah.
In a plane, every flight, it's a must. The pilots do that. So on the walk around, I'm just going to show you here in the back of the plane, okay?
That's the APU.
Oh, you know, son of a gun. All right, you do know. APU stands for Auxiliary Power Unit, and APU is running, okay?
Got it.
Now, the 777 also has a primary and a secondary exterior power. Basically, there is an outlet underneath the plane's belly that the personnel, the ground crew from the airport can connect to the plane for power, ground power. Okay, right now we have the ground power, and we already turned the APU. So once I finish the walk around, usually goes like this. In a good weather, the captain goes and do the walk around. When it's cold and it's raining, the captain tells the co-pilot to go and do it.
Got it.
Right? Yeah, of course. If you don't want to make the calls, you got to become a captain. But anyways, it's a teamwork, okay? Now, back inside again. We're going to go to our checklist. And before we continue on the checklist, we're going to talk a little bit about the flight plan, okay? So this is the flight plan for today. Now, one single flight, look at how many pages,
It's quite a lot.
okay? It's quite a lot. So guys can see here on the map, okay, right there. So that's Toronto and that's Rome, okay? So, and those little dots, they are waypoints, okay? Waypoints are like roads or streets in the sky, okay? So that's how the flight plan is done by the airline dispatcher. So the pilots will get this, and they have to put this information into the plane's computer. There's no download, no e-transfer. Has to be put manually, okay? No internet connection to those computers. Now, we're going to look to some details, okay? Today, we fly United Airlines, livery, beautiful plane. Our plane, if I go here and we go to index and ident, we have a model 777-200, engines GE90, okay? This is our data from the nav graph, okay? Then we go to our position. Right now, this is something that I did before you came in.
Oh,
Okay. One of these days, this night, we're going to do a video just putting the information in there as well. But this is already done today. CYYZ, that's the airport code. And we are gate B15, and you can double check B15 right there, or Bravo 15. Okay. Our route is going to take us from Toronto on the runway 33 right. And it's going to take us to first waypoint, Mattis. Then we're going to go to Lorca, Mills, 097, Q097, L18 to Vapid. And you see, I just keep going on to all these waypoints that we see here in the map. Okay, so each one we got to put number 1, number 2, number 3, and the computer is going to draw the line same as you don't see in yours, because yours is showing the doors. But I just change yours, and you can see, turn this knob here to the right once. To the right, other right. You got it. See, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay,
Oh, I see.
that's a flight plan. So each waypoint, you see which one did I tell you first was Mattis, right?
Yep.
Right there.
Oh, the first turn.
There you go. Okay, so this is good. Now today's flight, we're going to fly to 37,000 feet. It's quite high,
Okay.
but that's a good height for us. We have a block fuel total of 74,291 tons of fuel. Okay,
Quite a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a big plane. Okay, now we're not going to use all of that. We're only going to use about 70. We're only going to be using 63. So we got about just a little over 10,000 kilos of fuel as a reserve.
Oh.
And every flight has a reserve. As you can wonder, there's no gas station in here,
Yeah, of course.
right? You
Yeah.
got it.
Do you have to dump the fuel before you land, though? Or?
No, that's a good question, actually. Unless it is emergency and we have to land before what we plan, then we have to dump the fuel. Now, this fuel is calculated in a way in how much we're going to use it, how much extra we need just to reserve in case we miss approach, in case we have to go to a secondary airport. Okay, so we don't fill the tank all the way.
Oh,
We
I see.
calculate every flight, but we try to calculate in a manner that you don't have to dump fuel, because dump fuel, it's money, right? There you go. All right, we are flying our plane today. Our flight number is, if I'm just gonna go look at it here, which I had it, we're gonna fly to flight level 370. Okay, right now our zero fuel weight is 188 tons of fuel. See, we have reserve, and we have also our flight number is ident right there. Good. United 751. Remember that number?
United
Okay. You need a
751.
pen? We need a pen.
Yeah.
You have a paper? No problem. Do as I do right here. Exactly. But we do have a paper, right? So we're gonna call. Let's see if I have it here. Yep. Sorry, 758. Okay. United 758. Right there. And this is the airport code that we have it here that I told you. Okay. CYYZ to LERF. Right there.
Got it.
Okay. So this is all information that the pilots gathered before the flight, and they have to put this information here. So the computer knows where the plane is and where it's going.
Oh,
Remember, you have to put the information in the computer so the computer knows what's happening. Okay, good. So far so good, guys, on the on the flight plan. So we're going to start with some shorter pre-flight checklist. Okay. So number 1, inspection outside complete. Number 2, oxygen. I'm going to check my oxygen, and you are going to check yours over there as well. Excellent. In case of emergency, we have our own oxygen masks and bottles. We need to land the plane. Okay. Check number 2, my captain. Fire drill test. Press this button here and hold. Press it. Press and hold. Good. Keep your finger over there. Press and hold. 1. Look it down here. 2, 3. Count 7 messages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're good. Let it go. In case of a fire, we have 2 bottles of CO2. One on the APU, which is the little generator that you know about it,
Yes.
and the other 2 bottles right here in each engine. In case of emergency, we can put the fire down on the engines. There's a special procedure for that. The pilots train that all the time. We're not going to talk about this. Maybe in another video, on one of the other evenings, we're going to talk only about that. Okay. FMC. FMC is the flight management computer. That's where we put all the information. That's exactly what I already showed you,
Oh, I see.
and all the flight plan. Okay. Briefing. Usually the pilots do the briefing here. Because you are not a pilot and not to overwhelm you with information, I'm going to do the briefing with you once we're on the runway. Okay? So there's not too much information right now. But part number 1, you're the PF, pilot flying. Part number 2, I'm the PM, pilot monitoring. That means I'll be in the radio and you'll be flying the plane. All right? Now remember, Captain, this is teamwork. You're not flying alone. I'm not flying alone. We're flying together. All right? Excellent. Okay, parking brake at this time. The shock blocks are holding the tires. We don't have the parking brake. Okay, fuel control switches are both cut off. And the transponder right here is the radar where you can see other planes is also off. Okay?
Okay.
So, going back to your screen, I'm just going to put the doors right there. And you can see the door is still open. Now, in a real flight, passengers will be coming in, the cargo will be being put inside. In a simulator, we actually don't have any passengers.
Yeah.
Today, just a few special people in the back,
Of
right?
course.
Watching us, right? But we can simulate that as well. So we go this way here, and I can go this.
Flight attendants prepare for gate departure.
Doors to automatic and cross-check.
So now they're closing the doors. Let's start to put the beacon on. Go for it, beacon. Press it. And logo on. And we're going to make show off, right? So look at what's happening to the doors. So now the doors are starting to close. Armed and green.
Oh,
So once the doors are all green, that means we are ready for the pushback. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk on the radio using my right index finger because I'm on the radio today. Okay? And all you're going to do is watch what we do. Now, aviation, there is no okay, okie dokie, I got it, yes sir, yes ma'am, roger that. We always repeat it back. The reason for this, if you misunderstand something and you say okay, you're going to do wrong. Right?
oh,
But
this
if-
way they can clarify it.
Yes, you repeat it. Now, also, there's a lot of pilots with a lot of foreign and bad accents, which is not my case. Thank you very much. My English is perfect. Thank you, thank you. But sometimes you don't understand. So, and if you say okay, you're not going to complete the task correctly. You're going to do wrong. So that's why you read it back or you repeat it what they say. For instance, they're going to say, set parking brake set, release parking brake released, jump out of the breach, jump out. No, I'm not jumping out of the breach. But you see, anything doesn't make sense, you catch.
Oh, I see.
All right, I make this joke, but it's just to see how you read right away. Oh, okay, I understood that, right? It's wrong, and you don't have to agree. If something that is going to put jeopardy in your flight, you're going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then there's a procedure for that as well, okay? All right, continue on, Captain. Transponder is off, and look at that. All the doors are now armed and green, go. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to introduce ourselves. United, we are United 758, correct? I'm going to introduce ourselves and we're going to go from there, okay? Good evening, United 758. Requesting pushback, please, because we're Canadians. We say please, we're very polite people. Pull up the parking brake. Parking brake is set. And you can see the parking brake set right here. This is good. Seatbelt signs on. Brakes are released. No smoking sign on. And we're going to continue here. Put the fuel pumps on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm kidding. That's it. Okay, three tanks, each tank 2 pumps. Hydraulic pumps, left engine on, left electric auto, right engine on, and electric auto. Engine start up, thank you. C1, C2 on, and C1 auto electric. Now, one more thing to do before I forget, my captain, is to lock the door behind us so nobody can come to the cockpit. Unfortunately, this is a procedure that started to happen after 9/11. You're probably not even born back then.
Oh, I see.
You're 18, it's 20 years, no, you're not. But anyways, all right, he cleared to start the engines. I'm gonna change your screen for the engines, right there. Now, we are turning this way. We're gonna start with the outbound engine, which is the right engine. So I want you to click to start. Go for it.
Here.
Left, yes, let it go, perfect. Now look at here, N2, which is the inside fan. It will start to rotate. Perfect. Then you look at here to N1, which is the outside fan, the one we can see from the plane, right? Look at here to the oil pressure is over 8. Fuel flow valve, lift and put up. Lift and up. Good. Parking brake set. Now, fuel flow is going in. Now I'm going to practice my Italian. Ciao, bello. Ciao, bellissimo. That's pretty much my Italian.
Got it.
All right. So, fuel flow is going in. On the 777, the only thing you got to do is watch the EDT, which stands for exhaust gas temperature. You see that red line? You don't want the temperature to go over. We shut down the engine.
Oh, I see.
Everything is going well. Let's do the same procedure with start left engine. To the left, perfect. Now look at here, N2 will start to rotate.
Oh yeah, it started.
Yeah. And that gives pressure to the outside fan, N1. Perfect. Then we look at again to the oil pressure rising. When it gets to 8, you come here to the fuel flow valve, lift and flicker up. Go for it. That's good. That was me.
Oh.
So now we wait for the fuel flow. Perfect. And we go back here to the EDT. Now you see the right engine is all stabilized already. Left engine is going well. There's no problem so far, so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change your screen again, and we are going to do something very important while we're still on the ground. We're going to check the flight controls.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to find out in the air that's not working. It's much better to find out here, right?
Yeah.
So hands on the controls. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a full right turn. There you go. See the ailerons? Perfect. Center, full left. Perfect. Now push forward all the way, nice and easy. That's the elevators working. Center. Pull back, nice and easy. Perfect. Center. Elevator is good. Now we're going to check the rudder with your right foot, just the heel. Push your right foot forward. Rudder is working. And left foot. C'est très bien, Captain. C'est très bien. That's French. We're going to Italy. Va bene, va bene, va bene. All right. So we're going to reset this auto throttle arm up and up.
Both of them?
Yes, please. Flight director on and yours on. Now we are down to one item in yellow on the ECAS, Engines Indicator and Crew Alert System, which is the TCAS. This little guy is so important. TCAS stands for Traffic Collision Avoidance System.
Yeah.
That's what make us see all the planes, and it is right here. So put it to auto.
2.3.
Nice. Very good. Going back to a checklist all the time. Okay. So after start, now we have the TCAS working. After start, engines anti-ice. Auto, auto, auto. Go for it. Recall. Let's go to recall. Any message in yellow?
No.
No, we're good. Okay, auto brakes to RTO. I'll do that for you. Now we're gonna change your page because you're the pilot flying. Click initial reference button. Okay, now click index and takeoff page. Right there. So see, for the takeoff, it's part of the flight plan. Flaps are 5. I'm gonna set flaps to 5, and it's gonna take some time because this is not magic. The flaps are moving down. Once it gets to the 5 degrees position that I set, it'll change to green. Okay? Final load sheet received. Flight deck door is locked. Now, Captain, we are clear to taxi the plane. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go this way here, and we're going to make a left turn over there. Now, question for you. Contact ground. That would be me right there. Okay. Ground would allow us to go forward and would tell us where to go. So let's say Gabriel is the ground. Okay. United 75578, right? 77588. We are requesting taxing for runway 33 right.
United 758, you can taxi to Alpha Tango right in front of you. Make a left turn on Bravo, all the way down Bravo to Delta. Make a right turn on Delta and hold short of 33 right.
All right. You hear the captain speaking? I mean the ATC speaking. Let's go for it. Any idea how we drive the plane on the ground? How we steer the plane?
Engine? Oh, rudders?
Oh, that's a good answer. But the rudders are for the little guys. The big guys, we have something else.
Oh, really?
And it's called a tiller. So the tiller will steer the nose wheel. Okay? So the small planes, they taxi using the rudders. You're right. Okay? And of course, power to go forward. But the bigger planes, they need more maneuverment. They need to be maneuvered more, so that's why they have the tiller. Now, you're going to be using the tiller. I'm going to show you a little bit. We have a camera here on my right hand. I'm going to show a little bit, and you're going to be watching how I do it, and then you're going to continue doing it, okay? So, taxi lights on, please, forward. And before we go anywhere, clear on the right? Look,
Clear. Clear.
on the left.
On the left.
Okay, $300 million plane. Before we move, we got to make sure there's nothing around it, all right? So release the parking brake. So I'm going to use the tiller. So a little bit power for now. And I'm going to be following this yellow line here. Here we go. Now, I'm going to steer a little bit to the right. See how I do it? I just crank a little bit and I hold it. See how sensitive it is?
Yeah.
Next one, not next one, the next second one on the left.
Thank you. See? See how I corrected? And all I'm doing is I'm following this yellow line over here. So 33 is right there. So we're going to take the second taxiway to the left, and I'm going to continue following this yellow line. So as I do the turn, you're going to look at my hand. So number one, I'm going to overshoot the line, and now I start to turn. See? Now look how I do it. And I hold that position. See? It takes time. And we need to overshoot the center line because this is a huge plane. See? See how I'm holding? Until the center line is back to the center here, which is right there. See?
Got it.
Now it's your turn. You're going to be following the yellow line. That's a runway right here, 33 right, which is right over there. So, Captain, let me ask you this. Can you tell me what's the ground speed right now?
Ground speed. We're going.
You look into your bottom screen, left bottom. What do you see?
Third.
GS.
GS.
GS,
30
right
knots?
there. Ground
Oh.
speed,
8 knots.
8 knots. What's the maximum tax speed for the 777? Look at that number over there.
30.
30 knots, okay? And if you go over 30 knots, it's $10,000 fine for the captain and for you alone. I'm out of that.
Alright.
Good luck, okay? So, a speed limit. What's the hurry, right?
Yeah.
So, it's a big plane, so they don't want the planes to be going fast. And once we go to the tarmac, that speed is half of that, no more than 15. And that's because, once again, more planes, people, cars, trucks, buses, that's all kind of activity. So go to the right a little bit, Captain. And as we're going along, I'm going to put this audio here to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask that you direct your attention to the forward part of each cabin to the TV monitors for a brief and important message about the safety features and procedures for this aircraft. Please ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened, your seats are in the upright position, and the tray tables in front of you secured ready for takeoff.
All right. So, Captain, before takeoff, checklist. We have flaps 5, 5 in green. We have the transponder on and on TARA. Flight controls check. Alert the crew and trim. Trim is something that we do. It's part of the flight as well. We're going to be using, you're going to make a second turn to the right. Right here. And that's how we're going. We don't want to go to the grass. Right? You'll be no good. We're very heavy. There you go. Go right here. Turn. Let's see. Perfect. Hold it right there. Excellent. So you're going to overshoot a little bit the center line. Straight now. Straight, straight. And left. Quarter turn to your left. Hold it right there. A little bit more now. A little bit more. Hold it. Excellent. See? Excellent. Keep holding. Keep going. Keep going. You want to be in the center line. Perfecto. Va bene, huh? Va bene. Third part is Italian. That's where we're going. Va bene. Mangia, mangia. Huh? Capisci? You capisci?
Capiche.
Or no capisci? Capisco?
Yeah. Capiche.
All right. Okay. Before takeoff checklist is complete, Captain. And all we're doing now is we're going to continue going straight. And I'm going to change your screen to the navigation, which is right there. And that line of yours is a little crazy. We're going to fix that as we go along. I'll fix that. So just a little bit more power. So runway 33 right is right over there. Basically, we're going to go where that plane is.
Got it.
And he's far away. Otherwise, it'll be beep, 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 beep. We don't have that. Okay, I'm kidding. We don't have that in the plane. We do have some flashlights, right?
Yeah.
This is the taxi light. We never do that. But we'll be on the radio and the communication with the tower and with the other plane. So we can all hear each other. We know what's the surrounding, what's happening. Slightly to your right. That's good. Guys, I hope you guys are watching so far. I have a young teenager here, 18 years old, Sahib. And he's from Youth Taking Flight. It's an entity here in Canada that gives a lot of opportunities to young people who want to become a pilot. If you guys wanted to find out, Ryan's going to put the link in our live stream, and you guys can check it out with
For
the
those of
website.
you that are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, it's going to be on the top left of the screen here, their logo, Youth Taking Flight. And I will be posting the link in the chat for them as well. And yeah, it's young pilots like Sahil that are aspiring to be able to learn and have an experience. Come here with us and have some sessions where we teach them some things about ground school, where they get opportunities to go on our simulators to be able to experience what flight would feel like without the risk of being in a real airplane, of course. So when they are able to actually go on the real airplane, they're much more prepared.
Oh, wait. Wait, wait, wait. Not yet. Not yet. Wait, wait. Now start turning to the right. Turn all the way. You're good. Turn all the way, all the way, all the way, and hold. All the way. A little bit more. Go more. Hold it. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Keep holding. Right there. Perfect. Right here. Excellent. Keep coming. Keep coming. So we're going to hold it here. So I'm using the brakes. I'm just going to go forward. So how do we stop the plane? On the pedals, same as any planes. On the top of the pedals, you tip your toes. Tip your toes. Just tip it. There you go. So those are the brakes on the wheels. Now let it go the brakes. Set the parking brake. Parking brake is set. So remember when I said we were going to be doing the briefing here? So we're going to do before we go to the runway. Because once we're in the runway, we got to go. Okay? So, this is your PFD, primary flight display. See the blue?
Yep.
Guess what the blue is?
Sky.
You got it. And that will be?
The ground.
Excellent. And this is your artificial horizon line. On top of that, you see the wings? And in the center, that little square box? That's us.
I know-
The
okay.
plane's nose. Now, airspeed and your ground speed. Altitude. Toronto, we are 580 feet above sea level. And how do we know that? We use the barometer pressure right here. Today, is 29092, which is the standard. And on the backup screen here, we have 29092 as well. And then we have 29092. Now, this little guy here, Captain, is the backup of backup.
Oh, I see.
I hope never to use it because it is too small. It's very hard to see it. We're going to climb to 5,000 feet. And that's exactly what I have it here. Okay. Now, Captain, to fly the plane, put your hands on the controls. So pull back nice and easy. Pull back. Then you pitch up. Straight, center, push forward, and you pitch down. Now, right turn, and you bank to the right. Left turn, then you bank to the left. Perfect. Now, you're already driving, right? Good. This is not a car.
Yeah, no.
All right. So the challenge for our clients that come here that never flew a plane is they try to control the plane thinking it's a car. So they used to control the planes, the cars in their hands. Now imagine what happens on the ground if you do this with the wings. Look what's going to happen to the plane. No good. Now we're going to use the rudders with your feet. That means you can do the yaw turn. Correct?
Yeah.
So how does it work? You push your left foot, we go to the left. You push your right foot, and you go to the right. But once you line up the plane on the runway, you don't need to do too much. Because if you do too much, what happens is we're going to help the gardeners to trim the grass. All right?
Don't want that.
We don't want that. All right, engines. This is the power. Okay, 55,000 kilos of thrust, 115,000 pounds of thrust each engine. Give it or take, it's about 200 cars power.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's enough power that the 777, if it's needed, it will take off fully loaded in one engine only.
Really?
Yes, too much power. For that said, we don't need to give full power. We can calibrate how much power we need. So the engines will last longer and we don't spend as much fuel. Okay, so that calibration is part of the flight plan that is given from the airline dispatcher. So today's flight, we're going to be using 93.1%. Okay, so how are you going to achieve that if you're looking outside to keep the plane straight? You're going to press this button here called Toga Toga. Take off, go around. So once we get to the runway, you're going to give some juice for the engines, about 40%. Wait a little bit for the engines to spool it up. Then you click Toga right here. On, off.
So auto sets it.
Yes. So once you click the Toga, the auto throttles is going to kick in and it's going to take the throttles precisely to 93.1, which is that green white line. But you're going to let it take your hand with it until we get the most important speed in the flight, which is called
V1.
V1. Do you know what V1 stands for?
No, I'm not sure.
Decision speed. Point of no return.
Sahil, if you can put this mic a little bit higher up and just speak a little bit louder, okay? Just
Better?
try your best. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right there. Don't be afraid. You see the cameras here. Hi, guys. Another camera is there on the TikTok. Hi, guys. Okay. Forget about that. Okay.
Alright.
Look at me. See? Look at me here. Here. Oh. Relax. You're doing good. You're doing good. Now, part of the briefing is once we clear to take off, I'm going to say you have control, and you're going to confirm that with me, saying I have control.
Got
Then
it.
you're going to put your hand on the throttles. You're going to give some power. You're going to wait a little bit, and as we go along, I'll repeat that for you, okay? You're going to click Toga. The throttles will move. You're going to let it take your hand. If anything happens to one of us or to the plane before V1, you're going to disconnect the throttles, bring it to idle. Then we use the reverse thrust. Auto brakes into RTO, stands for reject takeoff. Will kick in, we'll stop the plane. I am on the radio, I will contact the tower. Then we go through the assess the situation on the plane, what happened. Can we move the plane outside the runway or not? If we cannot move the plane, we have to go through the emergency evacuation checklist. Once that is done and safe, we send a message to the flight attendants and they will know what to do. They are trained to move 300 people plus outside the plane in 90 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And they better, because we can only go after them. I mean, you the captain, you the last one.
Yeah.
Je suis très désolé, monsieur. You the last one, okay? I'll go first. That's why you make more money, okay? Part of the duties. So, captain, you hear view one, nothing happens. Amen to that. That means from that moment on, we are committed to fly, no matter what. Whatever happens from that moment, we cannot stop the plane anymore. We're going to figure it out in the air. You're going to have your right hand on the yoke. And then you're going to wait for your second speed, which is rotate, rotation speed, VR. That's when you pull back. Now, it's your first time here, right? For some reason, first timers here, I don't know why, they like to pull back all the way to their belly, and they hold it so tight. I can see the muscles pop it up. If you do that, Captain, we all have a new destination.
I'll stall.
To the moon we're going, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to pull back,
And follow that.
and you're going to, exactly, you're going to bring the plane's nose precisely to just about over 10 degrees. Actually, the perfect angle will be 15 degrees, okay? But we're going to go slow. You're going to feel the plane, all right?
Got it.
Okay, so now we're going to ask the ground to see if we're clear to line up on the runway, okay? United 758.
5-8.
We're requesting to line up on the runway 33 right.
United 758, winds calm. You are cleared for lineup and takeoff. And have a good flight.
Okay, United 758, winds calm, 33 right, clear for takeoff, heavy. So release the parking brake. Once again, clear on the right.
Clear on the left.
You got it. Strobe lights on, please. Taxi lights off. Runway lights on. Landing lights on. 1, 2, 3. And one more message for the flight attendants.
Cabin crew, take your seats for takeoff.
Left hand on the tiller, Captain. I'm going to give some gas for you. You can put your hand over there. Don't need to hold my hand. Just keep your hand. Left hand on the tiller. Good. And right hand over here. You got it. Here we go. That's the runway there. Remember, this is a huge plane, so we're going to overshoot the line. I want you to go right there. Bring it back to idle. Right there. Pull back. Good. Now start your turn to the right. Turn more, 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 and hold. Turn a little bit more now, and hold. That's perfect. That's the center line right here. Here we go. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Little bit more. All right there. Straight. Excellent. All right. That's well done, Captain. All right. We are good to go. Clear to take off. Captain, you have control?
I'll have control.
Ah, you like saying that, huh? I'm going to leave the light on. Okay. Right hand over here. Give some juice for the engines. Right there is excellent. Wait a little. Engines are getting. Ripping it up. Good. Click toggle. Engines are stable. Keep your hands on it. Now see the first message we see. Thrust ref. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, I love the sound of the engines rolling. Roar, like a tiger. See? Speed of life. Left foot a little. 80 knots check. Cross check. Perfect. There's your view one coming up. Right hand on the yoke. Wait. VR is coming up. Rotate, Captain. Take us to the sky. Here we go. Perfect. Excellent. Just straight. You're doing good. Right there. Gear up. Perfect. Push forward a little. Right there is good. 15 degrees. Very good, my captain. See, now you should say, we're still going to keep on flaps 5. We're good. Right there. Excellent. Push forward just a little. Now, let me do something here, Captain. I wanted to show you what the plane is doing. Look at that. That's us, Captain. That's you.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's you. I'm not doing anything. Look at my hands. Excellent. So, straighten it up. That's perfect. Recognize Toronto right there.
Mm-hmm.
See, so far so good. So I'm gonna change your screen here, okay, to give you a heads up where we're going. We're going that position over there, okay, right to that star. So correct a little bit to the left, and we're just being clear. Just contact departure, United 758, 4,000 to 5,000, runway heading.
United 58, you climb to 7,000. Expect losing altitude.
All right.
At your discretion.
This is good, and we've been clear to increase our speed to 213. United 758, 7,000, runway heading. United 758 heavy. We're doing good, Captain. We're doing good. We're gonna start a right turn very shortly, as you can see the magenta line.
Yep.
Okay. LNAV. VNAV is gonna change that. All right. Perfect. So we're flying to mates, which is our first waypoint, and call flaps 1, please.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1 set. This is good.
United 758, you're clear to waypoint Advic and cruise altitude of 300.
Okay. Uh, 300. Lorca, a waypoint, speed 250, United 758, heavy. And you can call flaps up, Captain.
Flaps up.
Flaps up set. Good. See? So far so good. You're handling very well. Making my job easy, Captain. I like that. Very good. Okay, so now we go for after takeoff checklist. And it goes like this. Gear is up. Auto brakes off position. Spoilers are down. Flaps are up. Landing lights as required. We don't need any landing lights anymore. And we just forgot to do that. We're going to turn the APU off. Okay?
Got it.
We no longer need the APU. Now, are you familiar with the flight director?
No.
No? Tell me if you see something different on your screen.
Oh, the
See
cross
that
lines?
magenta cross. So what I want you to do is put the plane's nose right in the center of the cross. So you don't need to go all the two at once. So catch one line, okay? And then once you catch one line, you go and catch the other. Perfect, perfect. Right there is excellent. Nice.
Now do I move down to that?
Okay, so now let's catch the line. See, just gonna help you a little bit, okay?
Got it.
Well, we're gonna catch one line right there. See? Now we're gonna catch the other, which is below us. See? And you're gonna put the plane's nose right in the center of the cross. Look at that. Almost there. A little bit to the right. Can you believe, Captain, that the first nightmare I had with my wife is she wakes me up in the middle of the night and she's asking me, what you saying? Chase the cross, chase the cross. Oh, honey, it's just the flight director. I thought you were chasing the church. No, no, chase the cross. It's just the flight director. Because that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Perfect. See? Right in the center.
United 758, this is Toronto Center. You're leaving my airspace. Have a good flight. Monitor Unicom 122.8.
Okay, United 758 Heavy. Intercom 1258. And goodbye. Ciao.
Negative United 758, 122.8 on intercom.
Okay, 122.8 intercom. United 758 Heavy. You see? I misunderstood the number. The guy correct me, and that's how it is.
Oh.
Because if you don't repeat the number correctly, you go to the wrong place, wrong radio station in this case, or wrong communication. This is good. We're now approaching, we just passed 17,000. We're going to 30,000, and it's right there.
Got it. So why is 29.92 in yellow?
It's a really
Good question. Excellent question. Because we passed 18,000, now we're going to go standard on the barometer pressure. Press standard. Right there, right here. Push it. And I'll do the same in mine. Oh, you pay attention to stuff, huh? I like that.
The captain caught you.
Yeah, it did. All right, Captain, you're doing good. 21,000, we're going to 30,000.
So for those of you watching, because this is a longer flight, as I explained at the beginning, we're going to be doing a short intermission once we reach cruising altitude, which is currently 30,000 feet for us. So once we reach 30,000 feet, we're going to play a short video for those of you on Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram and YouTube. And it'll show a very cool video that we did with Claudio, which is Q&A number 1. Keep an eye out for some Christmas videos and Q&A number 2 coming out. And once again, if you guys want to check out Youth Taking Flight during our intermission, you can definitely check them out. If you just search up Youth Taking Flight, their logo is on the top left hand side of our screen here. And for those of you on TikTok, unfortunately, you won't be able to see the video, but we'll just go on to a short pause. So maybe about 2-3 minutes before we get back to the flight.
All right, Captain, now press the autopilot and hands off.
Oh.
Autopilot's flying the plane. As you can see here, AP is on. Autopilot's on. Now the autopilot is going to follow the LNAV and the VNAV.
And you set it up by these buttons, right?
You don't need to set it up here. We just do it so we know where we're going. Like the heading, you see? The magenta dotted line. I'm going to go where we're going right now, which is 079. Just in case we have a failure, we know where we're going, okay? It's just a backup right there.
Okay.
We're climbing to 30,000. You can see 30,000 there. But the autopilot is actually following the LNAV and the VNAV, which is the flight plan that we talked about before the flight.
So that's actually good that you said that. The autopilot, you know how you said, are they controlled by the knobs? They're
Yeah.
controlled, but only if they're in selection mode. So the heading knob that he put to 079, it's matching our current purple path on your navigation screen, you see?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
But you see where it says SCL on the same knob. If he were to click the knob, and it would go into heading select mode.
And I'm going to do that to demonstrate here. See? LNAV. I'm going to click select.
Oh.
Heading select.
So now you
That
can select
means
it.
now I have manual control. See? To the right, to the left, to the right.
Got it.
And if I go back to LNAV, okay, now the plane is going to go to the waypoint, which is Lorca, 118 nautical miles away from us.
So good
Oh.
question for you, Captain Sahil. Since we talked about what LNAV is, what do you think VNAV does?
Altitude.
Yes.
And what else?
The yaw.
The speed.
Oh, speed.
And that's why you don't see the speed anymore here.
Oh.
Okay? But one of the features on the 777, if we want to change the speed, I can open the window by clicking select. See?
Oh, I
Now I have manual control of the speed here on the knob.
see.
Or
Got it.
click it again and goes back to the VNAV mode.
So Claudio, if you want to explain on our legs that we have actually VNAV speeds and flight levels to follow in the FMC.
Yes.
So how does the plane know what speed to follow, right?
And let me show on this CDU here is good.
Yep, it's good.
Okay. So we can see here Lorca, it's 110 nautical miles. It says the altitude and also says the speed, which is already Mach 82. So each waypoint, there's a speed that was pre-selected on the flight plan. If something happens and the pilots need to change those speeds, they gotta go here and reprogram. Now, the LNAV and the VNAV is gonna read the point, which if I zoom out here for you, it's also crazy, just like mine, but Lorca is right there,
Oh, I see.
okay? And then the speed, 0.82, that's what we have. And the altitude, which is the next waypoint, will be climbing to 37,000 feet. Now, press selected here. Now the plane is going to start climbing to 37,000, which is another 7,000 feet.
Okay.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, guys, we are going to quickly just shout out some
Any
of you guys
questions?
on
Any
the stream.
questions
Yeah,
now?
yeah, we're gonna shout out some people on the stream here. Before we go into our intermission, we have Happy Poppy asking, "Are you able to connect to VATSIM on the simulator?" Yes, we are. So we do have a way to connect to VATSIM for live air traffic simulation. But for this purpose, since we have somebody in the back, me and Gabriel have been doing the air traffic while these two are flying. Shout out to Sokron. He says, was recently in the 737NG full cockpit last time. Great to see what it looks like inside the 777. We have Captain Edward on YouTube, who's in Aviation Academy, also 18 years old. So he's inspired by the stream.
There you go, so you see?
That's good.
We have Harry Gunberg also on YouTube asking, where did you get it? So I'm assuming where he means we got the simulator, Claudio. So
Yes.
you want to explain?
Well, it's a company here in Canada that I bought this simulator from about 10 years ago. Plus, you need to buy not only the simulator, but the system, the license, and then the outside view. Or if you want to go cheaper, you can just use TV monitors. But in our case, we use projectors.
Okay, so we have Garnakesh. He says, this is awesome. Reminds me of driving school, and what a great teacher. So Sahil, what do you think about Claudio's teaching? Have you been learning
Yes.
good so far?
He's a very good teacher.
Very good, right? Keeps you pretty
Thank
calm,
you,
right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he takes the pressure away from the teaching aspect of it. Makes a lot of good jokes, and yeah, it's good. It is almost like driving school. It just really depends on if you have a good instructor and how much enthusiasm you have towards what you're learning. So thank you,
Yes.
Garnakesh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gian Rock,
Thank
another
you.
one of our regular viewers. Thank you so much for stopping by, Gian. We're missing our rest day today. Let's see on TikTok what do we have today. So we've had a lot of people watching you today, Sahil. So we had a peak of almost 6,000 people, and we're averaging about 2,000 right now.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
We have Brixie Mia saying the instructor makes him feel confident. There you go. Very good. So very good compliments towards Claudio. Valeria
Thank
says
you.
this is great. Is this fake or real? So as usual, guys, we explain every week it's neither fake nor real, right? So this is actually a simulator. So the reason we do this is for aspiring pilots such as Sahil to be able to come in and have an experience in the simulator. And we're currently working with youth taking flight for young aspiring pilots to be able to come and have an experience, so that when they do go to flight school and are doing ground school or their training, this will become secondhand nature to them, right? So it's for them to see if this is something really piquing their interest, something they want to do as their career, and so we can give them a little bit of preparation before they go through the real flight training.
Perfect. So one thing I would like to say, guys, is we are currently working with a church here in Canada called Queensway, Church at Queensway, and they are running
Haven on the Queens.
Haven on the Queensway. That's true. Haven on the Queensway. Thank you, Ryan. They have a program for the Christmas for helping the families at Christmas time. If you guys are able to do some donations for the church, we really appreciate that. It's nothing to do if you fly. We're just trying to help them out, people we need. Ryan's going to put the link into the screens. You guys are going to be able to click direct and go there. And please, if you have a chance, and maybe just $20 to spare, to donate to a family for the Christmas season. Now, in another matter, is you guys have seen that who has been following us from the first videos, that we are getting a little better. We're improving. So we already had to add some cameras, buy some equipment in the back, which I show earlier in the video on TikTok and also on um, Facebook and Instagram. So it takes time, guys, and it takes money as well. So we cannot do it all at once. So we got to do a little bit at a time. So we improve the cameras. Now we're going to improve the audio, because what I heard is the sound that we got here in the cockpit is not getting as much clear for you guys there. So it's completely different experience from here, and we wanted to translate that same feeling from here to the views at home. So we're gonna add some cables. We've been testing here, myself and Ryan and Gabriel. We've been running cables outside after hours work. We've been doing some tests to make sure how that's gonna work. It's not gonna interfere with the simulator. We buy the wrong cables, we put it in, it doesn't work. They don't want to return the cable. We keep the cable for nothing. So we learn experience. So probably very shortly we're gonna have a better audio. I believe that the cameras are now better. You guys are getting better. TikTok, we're just waiting for authorization to be able to do live stream into the computer. So you guys are going to be able to see all the cameras, as you can see on YouTube or you can see on Facebook. More cameras than on the phone.
Yeah, for those of you that are on TikTok, if you do want to see the rest of the views, feel free to go on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. And all of our tags on there are UFLY Simulator. Of course, on TikTok, we're currently limited to only one view, and many of the viewers of you guys are on there. So if you're interested, feel free to go on any of those platforms and check it out. And hopefully within 2 weeks, we'll have better audio, and we have a mixer board coming in.
Right on.
And hopefully some
Perfect.
of that audio
See?
is going to be better for you guys, so we can capture some of the more of the engine sound, some of the PA
Look at that.
system, the aircraft sound systems, and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to go into a quick intermission here, guys, for everyone.
Just show that a little bit there. I like
Yeah.
to see that. Look at that. The dead screen. We see it. And we're just passing to the end of Lake Ontario. That's Kingston. Okay, we're flying a little northern route, which is going to take us to just over Montreal, Quebec City, then Newfoundland. Then we're going to cross the Atlantic. Once again, here.
So if you want to show that on the back camera as well, put it in the middle. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So right now we're still here. So that's Newfoundland, and that's going to take us a little northern route today, all the way to United Kingdom. Then we're going to come north of it to Denmark, France, all the way to Italy. Okay. So what we're going to do the intervention, and we're going to go from here all the way to about 25, 30 minutes for a landing. Okay. So otherwise we would have to be here 9 hours plus.
All right, Claudia, so let's go back to the cockpit view, and I'm going to cue the intermission now.
Okay.
So for those of you on TikTok, we're just going to take a quick pause. So
Well, you can let them see what we're going to be doing it. That's fine.
okay, that's fine.
It's fine. So they're going to see. So we're going to change the scenario. That's the beauty of a simulator. Number one thing, landing gear must be... Claudio Texera here, and welcome back to UFLY Simulator. Today, we're going to be making some fun video for you guys. We have some questions from our viewers, and we're going to answer those questions. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Come with me, and let's fly.
How long ago did you make UFLY?
Oh boy. Long story short, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary yesterday, October 26th. A flight enthusiastic. Actually, I started UFLY after my wife recommended me to use my hobby to a business.
So you touched on it a little bit in the previous question, but what made you want to start a flight simulation company?
Well, I visit another flight simulator, and they were busy, and the simulator broke down. So I basically went home, and I did what a husband does best to the wife. I complained, and she said, "Look at you. I used to fly every day, my home computer, a flight simulator every day." She says, "Look at you doing this. Why don't you turn this hobby into another flight simulator and open a company?"
So the people want to know, where are we located if they want to come and enjoy an experience with us?
Perfect. We are located at 1535 Meyerside Drive, Unit 6, in a great city of Mississauga, Ontario, belonging to the GTA, Great Toronto Area. We are actually right in between runway 06 left and 05, right here at Pearson International Airport.
All right, so some people are wondering how expensive is it to actually make a full cockpit flight simulator that's exactly the same as the real plane?
Wow, wow, wow. Let me tell you this. So before I answer that question, I would like you guys to look into my plane collections. Right here in my office, which I think is the coolest office ever, I've got almost 500 aircraft models. Not bad, huh? So let me take you over to the briefing room. This is basically our 777 room. All the models here are 777. Now, this picture here, just this picture alone cost me $1,000 to make it. And that is our 777's picture. So when we took the picture, so we forgot to turn the iPads on. We forgot to turn the last CDU on. But it's not perfect, but it's there. However, a 777 flight simulator depends how much money you want to invest. Okay, this is a nice replica. It's done here in Canada. And with other programs, that simulator is running in 3 different computers. So you can wonder that this is not $1,000 for sure. You gotta go put some other more zeros on top of that $1,000. Then you get the number. It's not $1 million, but it's not $10,000 either. So figure it out how much money. So look into the quality that we have. It's a fixed base simulator, but depending if you wanna spend $2 million, you get $2 million to spend, buy a simulator.
So Amanda asks, my son is only 7 years old. Can he come and fly the simulator?
Yes, he can. So that's why we offer an instructor to be right beside him to guide. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are in just over France. Oh no, we're actually on the coast already of Italy. We're just to the right. We are flying over one of the islands that I trying to see the name here, and I forgot the name. Sicily is the one below,
yeah, Sicily,
right? No,
yeah.
Sicily is here. Palermo. This is another island which I don't remember. But I'll look it up here and I'll tell you in a minute. So I'm going to pause the sim.
Gear.
Gear. Yep, sorry. Gear is up. Okay, we didn't need to do that. That's perfect. Now, Barco is 6.3 nautical miles. Okay, we're going to put it back again. LNAV and VNAV. Right? Now the plane is just going to adjust itself. That's perfect. And do you see that green dotted line there?
Yeah, what is
What
that?
does it say? TD.
TD.
What TD would stand for? What do you think?
I'm not sure.
Top of descent.
Oh, so that's when you first start?
That's why we start descending.
Oh, I see.
You got it, huh? Cool.
So what's RNP and ANP?
Where you see that?
Oh, right there.
Good question. Aaron.
Aaron.
Ryan. Yeah, Aaron just talked to me about it.
You're asking what's RNP versus ANP?
Yes.
At the bottom of the screen. So it stands
Right
for,
there.
what it stands for is actual navigation performance, ANP. And the other one is referring to the accuracy required for a block of airspace. So what it's really calculating is basically any margin of error and your navigation performance. So if you go to the performance tab on the FMC, quickly, Claudia, if you want to show him the performance on the FMC.
Okay.
So
Why do I don't like it this one? Okay. No, right there. Right here, right?
yeah, so there's
VNAV.
a bunch of information on performance, but basically if you want to look at performance in a nutshell, it's how much energy and power that we're using in comparison to fuel that we're burning, and that depends on a bunch of factors, right? So for example, it could be weather, could be how heavy we are, it could be how much cargo we have on the plane, which is also the weight. It could be For example, there's something called noise abatement, so that's also related to performance. So when we're taking off in areas where there's a lot of houses, if the aircraft is taking off at a time where it's nighttime or very early in the morning, they want to use something called noise abatement procedures, right? Depending on where the airport's located. So noise abatement means we don't want to make the engines too loud. So how do we make the engines not too loud? We don't want to put too much power, right? So we take off at a reduced power. But if you take off at a reduced power, that means you need more runway, right? Because it takes longer to speed up.
Yep.
So there's a whole bunch of factors basically relating to how the performance works.
Oh, I see.
It's just like the cars nowadays. It's so many gadgets, so many things to make this so reliable, so thrusty, so safety.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Right?
I see
But to
you.
answer specifically your R&P and A&P, there's a ratio between them, okay? So if, for example, the A&P exceeds the R&P, then it would give a message to the pilots that, hey, there's a mismatch here, and the FMS position, the IRS position that is from the plane and the FMS matching, they're not matching basically, right?
Mhm.
So it would tell you that, hey, there's an inaccuracy in our navigation system. So then we have to understand that, okay, our navigation display may not be as accurate as we want it to be. So we have to make sure that we're visually paying attention, and we tell the air traffic that, hey, we have a malfunction with our navigation system. We're either going to have to recalibrate or we're going to have to get visual vectors into the airport, right?
Oh, I see.
So this is very important if you are, for example, flying an ILS approach. Do you know what that is? So
No.
ILS means instrument landing approach. So for very big planes, since we're not in a small plane, a lot of the time we're using the actual electronics and navigations that are programmed into the FMS to follow what we call a glide path and a localizer, right? So the localizer is giving you, basically it's following the LNAV, what we talked about before, and the VNAV is related to the glide slope, right? It's your height and your speed. So if our FMS position is not meeting the required accuracy, then we definitely don't want to use the instrument landing system, right? Because it's not accurate. So at that point, that's where all the training and the pilot training will come in, because we'll be able to actually use our visual and what we see, the guidance from the air traffic, and manually control the plane to the ground instead of using the autopilot landing system.
Now look at this. We see now that we start descending, you can see that this new window open, the RNP and the ANP, okay, give us a number, and you can see also here that the speed now is in a box, in a bigger line, okay? So that will be the maximum and that will be the minimum for this altitude.
Oh, okay.
So the next waypoint, we go in flight level 300, correct?
Hello to Theo from Facebook.
Hey Theo, how are you?
Oh, it's 307, no?
Yeah, so 307 or 31,000. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna continue descending, and here we go.
ILS stands for Instrument Landing System. That's right, Mike. That is correct.
Yes.
You got it.
I didn't want to say anything, but hi, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, correct him. He corrects me all the time.
Why? What did I say?
Approach. Instrument landing approach.
Yeah, Instrument Landing System.
This is good.
Is this training? It is a training of some sort, yes, for Sahil.
So
How do you feel so far? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Pretty fun? How much do you think you're going to be able to retain all the information, or you're going to have to come back?
I'm definitely gonna have to come back.
it's a lot of information, right?
Yeah.
So guys, we are starting our descent. We are already at 31,000, going to 25,000. And so here, Captain, you can see that the number shows in a different color, right?
Yeah.
Makes it a little easier. So we're gonna go for our descent checklist, Captain.
What is your altitude? So we are currently descending to flight level 250, currently at 310.
Yep. Descending checklist. Seatbelt signs are on. We never turn it off for our passengers. They cannot go to the bathroom today. Altimeters. We're still flying on the standard. And you can see, you remember here for the standard, same as mine. At 18,000 feet, we go for the barometer pressure with the numbers we have. Okay, reference speed, VREF. This is something that we're going to prepare in our landing. So that is the speed we need to land the plane. What's the minimum speed? Now, question for you, Captain. What do you think it will be the landing speed for our flight today? Now, the minimum for the 777 is 110. So give me a number.
I'd say 120.
No. Ryan,
Well,
any guess?
For today,
Yeah.
let me see. So our fuel is about...
No, don't say that. Give me a number.
Okay.
Don't kill my joke.
153.
No. Gabriel.
140.
No. Where's Michelle? Michelle.
Is she here? I think
She's in the front. Oh, okay. I was going to say,
What is it?
I was hoping to somebody say, I don't know. And I'll say, you and me both. Because I don't know the answer either.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to ruin your punch.
So, yeah, no, that's the good one. But anyways, the pilots don't know as well. They need to find out what's the plane's weight. What's the plane's weight going to be close to the runway. So let's go and check it out here
So
on the FM.
let's see who's closest. So I
Okay.
said what? You said 140. I said 153.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your guess, Claudio?
My guess, 131.
Okay, and Sahil, what do you think?
Said 120.
120.
Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Click it over here. It's 127. See?
Oh, he's close.
Yeah, I'm always close. Click it over here. So set as a VREF speed. Can they show here? Can they see here in the camera?
Yeah, I can pan down. So do it on Sahil's FMC.
Okay, so click it over here. Needs your reference button. Good. Now clicking that. Sorry. Yes, right there. See, flaps 30, 127, right there, and click it again on the bottom. There you go. Now you have set your VREF speed, which is 127 with the full flaps. Now, Captain, for safety, we add 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay? If there's a bad weather, or if there's an engine problem, or any other kind of unsafe situation, somehow any winds or any bad weather, we can add up to 15, but no more than that. Okay? So VREF plus 5, VREF plus 10 or 15.
Got it.
Okay? Just in case, for safety, the pilots will go a little faster to give a little more faster. After all, this is a heavy metal in the air, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So we are now down to 48 nautical miles until Oxero. Okay. From there, we are about 10 nautical miles. So we're going to start a descent, nice and slow, to 3,000 feet, Captain. So select 3,000 feet for me. 3,000. 3,000 to the left. Keep going. Don't be afraid. There you go. It doesn't bite. Perfect. We're going to start a descent. Okay. Very shortly. Just press this button here. Good. Now the plane is going to start a descent. Nice and slow. And you can press flight level change. And we're going to try that today. That's perfect. See? Now once you press flight level change, there's another way of controlling the descending. The plane is going to descend nice and easy. And it's going to put us right at Oxero at 3,000 feet. Another way that we can do that is we can control the vertical speed here. Okay? That way, we have a manual control. Right there. That's perfect. See? Oxero. we actually go back to legs. We actually have to be axle at 2,500, correct?
Yeah.
So we're gonna select 2,500. That's perfect.
So we have a good question on TikTok. Ufdonar asks, do the pilots manage the plane manually only 5% of the time? Is that correct? I would say yes for the most part, because the main areas where the pilot is controlling the plane is when we're taking off, when we're landing, and of course if there's any emergencies or anything that we need to do to take over control of the plane, right? Because, for example, if we're doing an 8-9 hour flight from Toronto to Rome, you can't expect the pilot to physically hold and fly the plane for that long. Similarly, if you're on a long drive in your car and you're going on a highway for a long drive from Toronto to New York, 10 hours, 10, 11 hours, you
See,
don't want to
Just gonna use the speed
drive
brake
the
a little.
car for that long, right? You want to use your, well, it's called auto throttle here. What do we call it in the car?
Cruise control.
control.
Cruise
So-
control.
So it's similar, right? So it's similar to cruise control, but we have more things functioning than just holding our speed, right? The autopilot is following latitudinal, vertical navigation, the auto throttle, the waypoints, the vertical speeds, whole bunch of factors. But yeah, I would say generally 5% of the time on a normal flight, the pilot is holding or controlling the airplane. How many flights do you guys make every week? So, on average, how many hours? About 5 to 6 hours a day, right?
5 to 6 hours. Tomorrow we have 8 hours operation. Sunday 9 hours operation.
Valeria says, this really helped me with my fear of flying. Thank you very much.
That's very good.
That's
On TikTok?
awesome. Yes,
TikTok?
from TikTok.
That's very good. I'm glad that we can help.
Amazing. That's what this is for, guys. So you guys can get an experience. So you guys can, aspiring pilots, people who have fear of flight, people who want to just know a little bit more about what goes on in the cockpit of an airplane. So thank you guys.
Just using a little bit.
And also thank you to
Speed
everyone
brake.
for the donations. So we had a bunch of donations today from TikTok. So thank you guys so much. It helps us continue to do what we're doing
See
and
that?
provide this experience for you guys.
Oh, I see.
See that on top of the wing? That's your speed brake. See?
So air brakes, right?
So, and the speed brakes are extended, so we slow down. So press barometer pressure. Standard. Standard. There you go. We're back to the standard of procedure. 2992. All right. We are descending, and I'm just gonna slow us down a little bit more.
How long till you guys land? So
Another 10 minutes.
about 10 minutes. We're about to approach the localizer here. We have Vicky's on TikTok saying, I flew from Frankfurt to Toronto. It was a smooth journey from the pilot. All good job to all pilots.
Excellent. See, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Turn this knob here to the left once. And we're gonna set the minimums right there. You're gonna turn and we're gonna say 400. So turn that knob to the right. Turn right. Radio 400. Okay? So that's minimum is decision height. At that point, if the plane is not configured or if there's another plane on the runway, go around.
Got
And we're gonna talk about that go around procedure, okay?
Rai Guy on Twitch. He says, I'm learning so much. This is awesome. Our pleasure, Rai Guy. Thank you so much for joining us on Twitch.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, in case we're now flying to Auxerre, then we're going to land on runway 16 left. In case of misapproach, fly direct to Delta 1720 at 2000, and then Delta 172J at 4000 or below, and then go to Charlie Mike Papa, hold that at 4,000 feet, okay? Now, you can see that in that little blue dotted line.
Oh, I see.
And that's why we hold it, okay? That's the one I was to hold. So slow down our speed to 250, Captain.
So we have another good question from Ufdonair on TikTok. How afraid should I be when experiencing air pits? I get very terrified. So I believe what you mean by air pits is turbulence. And the planes are made to withstand very heavy turbulence. And of course, the pilots do their best to avoid weather and traffic as much as possible. So we try and navigate around the weather and request the air traffic. And obviously, we monitor the weather before the flight and during the flight. But if for any reason the pilots tell you to prepare for turbulence, just know that the aircraft is built to withstand that sort of pressure. So no worries. You might feel a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a push up and down, a drop, but it's very normal to feel that, and it's very common on flights.
There you go. See, we're going to make a right turn very shortly. You can turn this knob once to the left. There you go, right there. Perfect.
So Ashik wants to know, where are we landing?
In Rome, Fiumicino. There you go. Now we're going to start losing speed big time.
No problem, Uftaner. No problem. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, speed brake is extended. I need to slow down.
We have TikToker from Uganda says, I'm very much enjoying this. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So slow down to 200, Captain.
Are
Keep
you
slowing down.
guys-
There you go. And that's a runway right there. We're just a little bit too fast. I'm going to keep using that.
So we are on
Press out
P3D.
approach. Right there. You got it. Slow down to 160. That's good.
So what kind of toppings you guys want on the pizza? We'll be waiting for you.
All right, pizza, pizzaiolo. Mangia, mangia. All right, once we have the speed at 200, we're going to put the landing gear down, okay? I want you to put your hand over here, pull, and down. Nice and easy. Right there, pull, and down. Nice and easy. Good job, my captain. You're the best. Okay, our final speed is 127 plus 5.
United 758, winds calm, clear to land on runway 16 left.
Okay, runway 16 left, winds calm, United 758 heavy. All right. And we got a message from the flight attendants. Cabin ready. Auto brakes on 3. We're slowing down more. That's perfect. Landing lights on, Captain. 1, 2, 3. Runway lights on. 1, 2. And our final flaps, which is flaps 30. And that should give us right there. Perfect. Runway is right there, Captain. 1500. Plane is stable. Continue. Hands on the controls. You're going to handle the plane landing. So with your left thumb, click the button right on the side. One click. Autopilot disconnect. Press it again. Okay, one more time. And what should you tell me? I have
control.
Ah, yeah. Good job. Excellent. Keep looking outside, Captain. We
So-
need to land it.
Good question. Some people are asking, what are the lights on the side of the runway?
Oh, right there. Not too much. You're good. Not too much. Right there. So those are called your PAPI. Precision Approach Path Indicator. Too white to red, that's the one we wanted. So if it's all white, that means you're too high. If it's all red, it means you are dead, too low. Suppose a guy beside the runway standing up, looking to the plane and say, you're too high, you're too low, you're perfect, keep coming. Right? So PAPI, Precision Approach Path Indicator. Just hold it right here. We're good, right there. Excellent, Captain. Very good. Nose down a little. See the PAPI? 2 and 2, that's perfect.
Look at
Minimums,
that.
runway in sight, plane is stable, continue, say continue.
Continue.
That's protocol, okay?
He's-
Some airlines will say confirm landing. Depends of the protocol they align.
he's
Too white
doing
to
good.
red. It's perfecto. Little
He's
bit to
right
the right.
on that.
Right on. Watch the casas, the houses. Ciao, Bella. Right there. Pull back just a little. You're doing good. So at 40 feet, the throttles will come to idle automatically. That's the beauty of a 777. Pull back a little. Let's flare. Let's butter the bread. Good. Auto throttle disconnect. Put your hand over here. Pull up the reverse thrust nice and easy. Pull up. Nose down. Perfect. Now the controls are back in your feet. Okay. 80 knots. Reverse thrust out green. Now use your feet and use the brakes. Tip your toes. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Good. So let it go the brakes a little. We're gonna take the next exit, Captain. And this is how you butter the bread. And let me tell you something. Very good job.
Thank you.
You've been doing better than another pilot I've been flying with, you know? I'm not gonna mention any names.
UFLY 758, please take the next exit on your right hand side.
Now, I have this friend of mine that's been my friend for almost 30 years, okay? Of course, that's why friends make jokes, right? There you got it. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few
See,
moments
you're gonna use your left hand on the tiller again,
to remain seated with
and
the
your
seat
arm
belts
right
on.
there. Relax. You did excellent. We're gonna make a right turn here.
Stop at the gate. That will be the only indication that it is safe to get up and move about the cabin. We always
I'll make a
ask
right
that you
turn.
keep clear of any hands
All the viewers are cheering for you, Sahil. Very good job.
Thank
You
you.
did very good. Very good.
and overhead lockers.
Go over the line a little.
With you. Extra care should be taken when opening overhead lockers, as some items may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the captain and his crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us and wish you all a pleasant stay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we're off the runway. We're gonna turn the landing lights off. 1, 2, 3, one at a time. Runway lights off, and we're just gonna keep the strobe light because apparently we're gonna take a little shortcut here through that runway to the end. Okay.
3, 4, center.
Okay.
Unit 758, you're cleared across 3-4 center to company gate.
3-4 center, 7 United 758, heavy. That's why we keep the strobe lights on. Okay. Strobe light stays on when the turn left when the plane is flying and once you're on the runway. As soon as you get off the runway, you turn the strobe lights off. Okay.
Center.
Or if you cross in an active runway,
Short runway.
if you leave the strobe lights on a plane, that's what the pilot tells me. And if you're taxiing the plane, the strobe light is on the taxi, the tower will complain to you.
Oh.
What are you doing? So strobe light only on the active runway or when the plane is on the runway and during the whole flight.
Got it.
Same thing with the taxi light. The taxi light is different though because it's a very strong light on the nose wheel. So when you're getting closer to the terminal, the guys are there already, right? Why you have the lights on? So turn it off so you don't blind the guy. So that's our exit right here. I'm gonna give you some juice for the engines, and as we can put the flaps up, you're gonna make a right turn. Auto brakes to off position. Spoilers are down. Turn right. Perfect. There you go. Keep going this way over here. You're doing great. We're gonna overshoot the center line. Not yet. Not yet. Perfect. Make a left turn. Nice and easy. Not too much. Good right there. And this is a little nice straight line. So we're gonna push the limit on the speed, which is
30.
Watch
Okay.
your, watch your speed. We're at 20.
yeah. We're good. We're good. So flaps up. Now we can turn the strobe lights on. Off, sorry. And taxi lights on. Yeah, it's good. This is good. You're doing good, Captain. So the terminal is right over there. See the tower?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go there. Sometimes the runways are far away from the terminal, and you know we landed and we say, "Why it's taking that so long?" They're going. It just takes time. You're good. So that's another runway right here. So we're taking the second taxiway to the right. Okay.
Got it.
For those of you on TikTok who are talking about flight anxiety, we do have Fear of Flight here as well, but hopefully you guys are coming in for a couple of sessions and you can see that
Yes,
someone
sir.
such as Sahil, who's 18 years old, is able to conquer such a big
Right.
aircraft like this, right? So it's all about preparation, and
Turn more.
the fear of flight comes from fear of unknown.
3, 4,
So once
Yes.
you know how things work and you have the trust in the pilots, and that's why they go through such rigorous training, the fear of flight goes away.
Turn right. You keep going. Straight line. Excellent. Straight. Perfect. Now we are already off the active runway, so we're gonna turn the TCAS off, which is right here. So TCAS is off. We're gonna see a message in yellow on the ECAS, engines indicating crew alert system. Right there, TCAS is off, okay?
Got it.
Does the cockpit provide force feedback? It does indeed. We have a stick shaker and a seat shaker, and it is exactly a replica of the real 777 cockpit.
Yes. So, after landing checklist, APU on, so we're gonna click to on first, then a click to start, nice and easy, and let it go. Good. Now as default, it's gonna start. Anti-ice off, 1, 2, 3, go for it. Multitask, Captain. Excellent, go a little bit to the right. We're good. We're gonna make a left turn here on the first taxiway. Radar is off, auto brakes off position, flaps are up, turn left, nice and easy. Good, go over the line a little, you're doing good, Captain, you're doing good. Right over here. I want a manja pizza, man. Bambino, bambino, I remember the word, bambino, manja pizza. Capiche?
Confused.
And you say, you capisco. And the Italians, they always speak like that. They put their hand
I
like
told
that.
you,
Okay.
he speaks multiple languages.
Mangia, mangia, maggie. So on my honeymoon, I went to Italy. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So 23 years ago. And of course, my wife is very shy. And poor girl. I go everybody, ma che passò? Buongiorno, buongiorno. That's pretty much my Italian. But you
Oh.
speak with your hands like that, that's it. They are all happy. Okay, let me give some power. We're gonna look for a gate, which is right over there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
they're
after
either
landing checklist
happy or
is
they're laughing at you.
yes, true. So after landing checklist is complete. Okay, now we do have the APU running already. That means once we get to the gate, we'll be able to shut down the engines without waiting any further until they connect us to the ground power.
Got it.
All right, so our ground speed right now is 13, is good. This is a far away terminal from the runway they gave us to land. So it's no magic, we have to go. And I see my gate right over there. So United 758, please confirm our gate for parking.
United 758, your gate is ahead of you on your right-hand side. Company gate. Ground crew is awaiting.
United 758 heavy, gate ahead, visual, thank you. Grazie. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Prego. Prego is welcome. Prego, prego, prego. Prego in Portuguese is nail. Something, huh? Italian prego is the welcome. In Portuguese, my language is the nail. So if you say prego, what you want prego? That's the gate right here, Captain. We're gonna slow down a little, not yet. Go straight, straight. Taxi lights is off. We don't want to blind the guys. Turn all the way to the right, nice and easy. And watch the truck. Ma che passò? Ah, che passò? Ma farabutto, farabutto. Okay, here we go again. I don't know what that means. Turn right, all the way again. Keep coming, keep coming. Beep, 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 beep. Keep coming, 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 and straight. See, now both feet on the pedals, nice and easy. You're gonna tip your toes. Wait, nice and easy. Tip your toes. Tip, 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 tip. Let her go the brakes.
Wonderful.
Set the parking brake, my captain. Double check here. Parking brake is set. And the APU is running. That means we can now shut down the engines. Left engine lift, flick it down. Right engine lift, flick it down. Perfecto. Now we're gonna go here into the fuel pumps. Left pump, left forward and left aft. Both tanks off. Go for it. 1, 2, pumps off. The center tank is already off because we didn't have any fuel on that tank. Right tank, 1, 2 off. Perfect. Now we can put the beacon and the logo lights off. Go for it. For the time being, we're still gonna leave the nav lights on. Okay. Poor passengers. Seatbelt signs off. Now
I
You're gonna
gotta pee.
We're gonna you're gonna turn C1, C2 off. Good. Now we're gonna turn the pumps off as well. Right electric off. Right engine off. Left electric off. Left engine off. And we're gonna change your screen for the doors, and I'll change mine as well. Now you see the doors being open. Now we can unlock the door behind us.
Doors to manual and cross.
At this moment, the ground crew already have the shock blocks holding the tires, so they just told us to release the parking brake. Parking brake is released. And Captain, this concludes the flight for today. Pleasure flying with you. Very good.
Very
you
good.
did very good.
All the
Guys,
viewers are saying congratulations. Very good job.
Thank you.
Sahil, he's doing a very good job. He's from Youth Taking Flight here in Toronto, Canada, and he did
What's
very
your
good.
website? What's the website? Youth Taking Flight? All right, guys, you heard it there. So Youth Taking Flight, it's on the top left hand of the screen for those of you on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, on the stream. So go ahead and go to youthtakingflight.com if you want to check them out. And for those of you on TikTok, you can go to youthtakingflight.com as well. And
On
the same
Instagram?
tag on Instagram.
Instagram is YTF Programs.
YTF Programs on Instagram, guys.
And thank you, Michelle, for bringing the student here.
So,
We're going to continue doing
if you
this.
want to look
Okay?
into the camera there, Sahil, on your right-hand side and give a wave. And then if you want to,
Clear
you can-
your eyes.
you
Let's
can
see your
turn
eyes.
around
There you
over
go.
here and just say bye to TikTok as well, just right here on the phone. There's
Take
Claudia.
care, guys. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you guys
watching
so
us.
much for watching. We're going to
Thank
go
you.
back into the Q&A video, and that concludes your flight. So we'll update you guys on whether we're doing a stream next week, as we have a lot of things coming up. If not, we'll be back the next week after. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the donations, everyone that chatted. Thank you,
Thank you.
Garnakesh. He says good job to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care, and hopefully you guys have a great weekend and a good holiday season.
God bless you. Thank you very much. Take care. Hey guys, Claudio Texera here, and welcome back to UFLY Simulator. Today we're going to be making some fun video for you guys. We have some questions from our viewers, and we're going to answer those questions. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Come with me and let's fly.
How long ago did you make UFLY?
Oh boy. Long story short, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary yesterday, October 26th. A flight enthusiastic. Actually, I started UFLY after my wife recommended me to use my hobby to a business.
So you touched on it a little bit in the previous question, but what made you want to start a flight simulation company?
Well, I visited another flight simulator, and they were busy, and the simulator broke down. So I basically went home, and I did what a husband does best to the wife. I complained, and she said, "Look at you. I used to fly every day, my home computer, a flight simulator every day." She says, "Look at you doing this. Why don't you turn this hobby into another flight simulator and open a company?"
So the people want to know, where are we located if they want to come and enjoy an experience with us?
Perfect. We are located at 1535 Myerside Drive, Unit 6, in a great city of Mississauga, Ontario, belonging to the GTA, Great Toronto Area. We are actually right in between runway 06 left and 05, right here at Pearson International Airport.
All right, so some people are wondering, how expensive is it to actually make a full cockpit flight simulator that's exactly the same as the real plane?
Wow, wow, wow. Let me tell you this. So before I answer that question, I would like you guys to look into my plane collections. Right here in my office, which I think is the coolest office ever, I've got almost 500 aircraft models. Not bad, huh? So let me take you over to the briefing room. This is basically our 777 room. All the models here are 777. Now, this picture here, just this picture alone, cost me $1,000 to make it. And that is our 777's picture. So when we took the picture, so we forgot to turn the iPads on. We forgot to turn the last CDU on. But it's not perfect, but it's there. However, a 777 flight simulator depends how much money one invests. Okay, this is a nice replica. It's done here in Canada. And with other programs, that simulator is running in 3 different computers. So you can wonder that this is not $1,000 for sure. You gotta go put some other more zeros on top of that $1,000. Then you get the number. It's not $1 million, but it's not $10,000 either. So figure it out how much money. So look into the quality that we have. It's a fixed base simulator, but depending if you wanna spend $2 million, you get $2 million to spend by a simulator.
So Amanda asks, my son is only 7 years old. Can he come and fly the simulator?
Yes, he can. So that's why we offer an instructor to be right beside him to guide him through it.
So people are wondering, do you need experience to come and fly the sim?
No, you don't. You can be zero experienced or a pilot experience. We have instructors that will be sitting on this seat, the co-pilot seat, and they will assist you to fly the simulator.
All right, so someone is wondering, what happens if they're in a wheelchair? Can they still come and fly?
We are wheelchair accessible. We have a ramp to the sim, and the person can get close to the seat and just change to the seat.
Okay, last one's a fun one. What is a couple things that you would say are the favorite part of your job?
Well, seeing the excitement of people come inside the simulator and looking at it and they say, wow, amazing. Wow, so many buttons, so many switches. How do you know all this? Wow, that's amazing. That's a very cool job. And then after seeing our excitement, after the flight, seeing that they actually could fly the simulator and enjoy it and learn something.